You're broke yet again. Your romantic relationships are terrible. Terrible. You're continuously having issues at work and you cannot come up with a solution that will work for everybody. It is frustrating and infuriating and you want to keep your job, but you cannot keep going in with all this drama. You're actually at the point in your life where you are considering seriously completely disconnecting from your family. You don't even have the words to explain how you feel anymore. If you feel any of those things at all, ever, this is the video for you. As a matter of fact, if you never feel any of those things, but you really want to significantly improve any of these areas in your life, this is still the video for you. My name is Lael, consider me your luxury life coach, and today we're going to talk about your relationships and how we can improve on those relationships. I'm going to give you 5 powerful and easy tips that cost you nothing but time and energy that will help you improve all areas of your life in the next 90 days. I promise. If you stay consistent for 90 days, and do these 5 easy tips, you will see a difference immediately. I promise you. Hi. So as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about how you can improve areas in your life. And so you might find yourself in situations where you are frustrated, you try to explain, you've tried to understand, you've tried to make different decisions, and somehow you keep ending right back where you started, basically ground zero. We're going to talk about why are you always broke? Why are you always arguing with people? Why are you always in disagreement? Why are you always being disrespected? Why are you always having to prove something to someone, including yourself? So what I'm going to talk to you about right now is none of that matters. The why, how you got there, delete all that from your brain. You do not need to spend any more time in that area. We're going to talk about what you can do starting today to change all of those things. Step 1, stop talking about it. When you are upset and you get angry when something happens, you lost money, you got a demotion or fired at work, you had an argument with someone you care about or someone you don't care about, but that you have to deal with them on a regular basis. The first thing you do, the first thing your body's going to want to do is talk about it. You're going to be frustrated, fired up, angry, annoyed. You're going to want to vent. You're going to want to complain. You're going to want to tell somebody the situation. You are essentially playing the victim. So unless you are talking about it to someone who can actually help you solve the problem, resolve the issue, or give you a solution that makes sense and works, you are essentially gossiping and just being a victim. You are looking for somebody to tell you it's going to be okay. It's not your fault. Don't even worry about it. You didn't deserve that. And maybe that is all true. But if you stop talking about it, the first thing that you're going to do is stop replaying the negative energy in your head. The more you think about something bad that happened, the second thing is the more you're going to attract it to you. So every time you complain about your uncle, your sister, or your cousin, they're so annoying, they're so mean, I cannot stand them, I do not want to deal with them, probably in the next week, 2 weeks, you're going to keep on attracting that. The universe wants to prove you right. They're terrible people. They always do things to you. And while the universe is working to confirm your stories, you are also subconsciously working to keep that negative emotion. As long as it is replaying in your head, you get mad all over again. As long as you relive the experience, you get upset and frustrated once again. As long as it is clear in your brain until the next situation happens, you will stay mad. So stop talking about it. Step 2, pause. This is something I had to learn a long time ago. I am somebody who is pretty straightforward, especially at work. And so I found out that I thought I was charming. I thought that people thought I was funny. And I actually thought that when I was being straightforward, people not only understood it, but they appreciated it. But in reality, even though some people thought it was funny and some people did appreciate it, there were lots of people who were offended and didn't want to say anything. And I did not know that. So I had to take a pause and think about, is what I'm about to do, or what I'm about to say, or what I'm about to spend this money on, or what I'm about to react to, is it, first of all, my intention? Is that what I actually want to do? Is that the result that I would be looking for? So I have to pause and say, if you say that, or if you do that, first of all, if you're going to spend money on something and it's not returnable, do you need that thing? Or could you have invested in the stock you said you've been doing? You've been saying you're going to invest in stocks for the last 3 months, but you keep buying new shoes. You keep seeing these sales for jeans. You cannot not get the bag that you've been eyeing for the last 3 months that's now 50% off. You have to get it, of course. So pause and consider, Is it worth it for me to have this back and forth debate with somebody that I'm at work with my partner, with my family member, with my friends? Is it worth it for me to have this conversation? Is the next thing that I'm about to say, what is it going to do? Is it going to create the result that I was actually hoping for? Is it going to create an opportunity for us to fix whatever the issue was? Is it my way of trying to express to the person how I feel? Well, will they even understand it if I say it in that way? Is this something that I actually need to rethink and think about how that person will receive it and find the best verbiage to talk to them in a way that makes sense? Is this something that I even need to address right now? Am I just looking for an argument? Is this something that I can let go of and move on from? Am I willing to spend money on something that I may not ever get back and have a regret about it later? Why don't I go home and think about it? And if I really, really want it and I come back and it's still here, fine. But if it's not, it wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. Or better yet, why don't I take that same money and spend it on something that I can accumulate over however much time needs to be accumulated for, so that I can have that money to then spend on the things that I really want? Just make sure you've taken a minute before you jump into a decision, jump to a reaction, or make the mistake of having and saying things that you cannot take back. Spending money in areas that you will regret. Take a minute and give yourself an opportunity to think about what your actual intention is. Step 3, focus. Okay. What you're going to focus on is what I just told you. If you're about to make a decision, if you're about to take a reaction, if you're about to do something that you probably shouldn't do, or you're about to say something that you think you're going to regret later and maybe have to apologize for. If your intention is to hurt the person, then go at it. But if your intention is to create peace in that environment, or to have a solution to whatever the issue is, or to increase your income, I need you to focus on that before you jump in. I need you to focus on that when you're visualizing the end result of whatever is happening. I need you to visualize what the end of the conversation will look like if you want to have this debate. Will it be you two saying, wow, I really didn't know you felt that way? And hugging it out and figuring out a way, well, how can we handle it going forward? If that's your intention, pay attention to your person that you're talking to. Understand how they receive information. Think about all the times you've argued. What was their response? You kind of know what verbiage would work and what verbiage wouldn't work. Ask them to give you a minute if you're in the middle of an argument. You know what? I know you're upset. I'm upset too. And I want to have this discussion with you because I think we need to come up with a solution. But right now we're both mad. I'm especially mad, and I do not want to say something to you that I'm going to regret. Before you spend that money, talk to yourself. As I just told you, is it worth it? Do I need to have it? Or what would the end result be? What am I actually looking for? I would rather have enough money in the bank where I can shop without debating myself. I'd rather have enough income coming in from one source or another where I can legitimately say buying this bag was in my budget anyway. I'm not actually doing anything that I hadn't planned for. That feels safe. It feels better. It feels mature. It feels like you've made a good decision for yourself. And that you can be proud of. If you're imagining your relationship at work, when I go to work, I actually smile. I'm happy to come in the door. I am excited to talk to my coworkers, and I love that I'm able to be productive because there's no drama at work. That whenever there's an issue, we have an amazing way of handling conflict. I think it's wonderful where I work. I think we look out for each other, and we have great teamwork here. I am dating and cannot get it right. Well, what would the last person you have to date for the first time look like? What would that date look like? What would the experience look like when you become a couple or get into your relationship? How would you feel when they come into the room? What would you be doing? What would they be doing? I need you to create a clear picture of what it is that you believe that thing that you think you want is going to give you. What kind of experience, what kind of feeling, what would your actual reaction be like? That's what we need to talk about, right? The most important step, the step that will take you from playing it out in your head and imagining what the thing will look like. In that process, when you're doing that, it's going to feel fake. It's going to feel like that's not even realistic. It's even more important for you to do the practice of that imagination that you just created for yourself. You know what? I imagine that when I meet the love of my life, I'd be at home cleaning the dishes. They'd come in from work and hug me behind and kiss me on my neck and ask me how my day was. I imagine that, I already told you, when I go to work, it's a beautiful place. All my coworkers say good morning to me. I would imagine that when I go shopping, I feel peace. I feel comfortable because I know I have XYZ amount of money in the bank waiting for me to spend it. You have to behave as if, and I'm not saying go out shopping like you're rich, but what would you do in your mind? Well, you know you wouldn't buy something until you've accumulated enough money to do it. Well, you know you would just take a look at the thing that you like and have it as a mental thing that you're going to create for yourself later on. There's money coming to me that I know I'm going to have, so I just need to wait a little bit to get the bag. But when I get the bag, it's going to look so good on me. When I wear it, I'm going to wear it like this. I'm going to have these items in it. I'm going to take it to work and I'm going to take it on vacations. Start imagining and living and physically doing the things and practicing as if you already have it. And to make it less awkward and weird, practice on real people. Practice in real-time situations. I would actually be washing the dishes, imagining and moving my neck as if my husband actually was coming behind me to kiss me. I would actually be talking to my daughter as if I was talking to somebody at work and thinking about how would I want to actually address the situation. Now, it may not be a work-related situation, but I would handle it in the same way. I would make sure that I was being mindful and careful of how I address my family members, and I would maybe practice on my friends. And as I said, the last step is the most important. So once you've done all this practicing and all these other steps, you have to just relax. Just relax. Trust the process and believe, have faith that whatever you've just done, whatever you've just created in your head, whatever you've just practiced in real life, whatever you've just taken a minute to think about and focus on what it is you really want, all those things, you have to trust and believe that they're going to come true. And even if they don't come true in exactly the way you thought, it'll be much better than what it was before. You will feel the energy change when you come into an environment now. You'll feel yourself thinking differently. You won't need to react so quickly. You won't feel like this person's not going to disrespect me. You won't feel like you need to address that. You'll be able to take a minute and say, what was the actual issue? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's it for today. And you're going to definitely want to watch this next video. Just make sure that you're paying attention to everything that I said. And now in this video, you're going to be able to take your finances to a level up. Thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful for you getting to the end of this video. As my channel is new, I'm going to say the cliche things and say, please like and definitely subscribe. It lets YouTube know who is actually interested in my content and who to show my content to. And it's really important when you're a new channel to make sure that you're getting in front of the right people. And if you're curious about my channel, we are here to go on a journey to luxury. We are improving our lives in all areas, and that includes finances, travel, that includes relationships, career, business, family, vacations, fashion, self-care, community, and lifestyles. And it also includes physical and mental health. So we are going to improve all areas of our life. So I appreciate you for being here, and I'll talk to you soon.